give you the last canto of the Divine Comedy, Canto 33 del Paradiso. Now we're actually traveling in outer space, in the cosmos, and we are in 33, the last one of Paradiso. After Virgil the poet will guide Dante through Inferno and Purgatorio. And then we have a new guide, Beatrice, the woman that Dante loved for his life. So Beatrice is love, and love will guide the poet in his life and also in Paradiso, heaven. However, for the last canto only, the canto 33 of Paradiso, we have another guide. Beatrice will go in the mystical roads of heaven, and here we have Saint Bernard, which is a white monk of medieval times, and he actually was born in 1090. Why him? He was known as a mystical also writer. He was an ardent church reformer. He is the one that actually preached the Second Crusade, doctor of the church, and this point Dante, to see God, because that's the canto where we're going to the vision of God, needed someone else, needed a mystical jump in order to be able to see, and that's why Saint Bernard is his new guide. And Bernard will take Dante to God, to the vision of God, which you might be disappointed. I mean, the verses are beautiful, but it doesn't tell us much, Dante. So most impossible to tell us about the vision of God. We know that Dante is experiencing it. He talks about his incredible experience, but the language is limited. This experience is beyond human language, human memory, human understanding. So he compared himself to a baby talk when he tried to explain this experience of the vision of God. So Bernard will ask, at the beginning of the canto, we'll say that Bernard will ask Mary, the mother of Christ, to grant the vision of God to Dante. Here is Mary. So this canto is all about also the mystery of Christian faith, incarnation. And here we have the infinite, the divine, inside a mortal, which is finite, limited. And the cantos, all like that. We have the divine inside his lines, inside his poetry. And how can we combine the two? How can we understand, can we put our minds, us, mortals, human beings, in something that's infinite, divine? And that's the canto. And this is this canto. It's a poem that mirrors the understanding of the universe. Dante tries very hard, and it gives us at the end also this simile where, you know, like a geometer, a mathematician, try to understand the meaning of the circle, which the circle by tradition has always been infinite, divine, not explainable, but Dante said you can square it. And squares, in a way, represented our human existence, our material existence, which is, I don't know if you know Leonardo da Vinci, even Leonardo da Vinci in his famous Vitruvian Man used it. The circle represented the spiritual, the divine, and the square representing our material experience. And a man with his open arms inside represented the man, the proportional man, because Leonardo da Vinci also believed that the way a body, our human body functions is sort of a microcosm. It's the same as the universe itself functions. So here we have a kind of a paradox. Dante himself is challenging the limits, just like Ulysses did it. But Dante says this is not a mid flight, a folle volo. This is a high flight, un alto volo, because it's guided by Mary, by God. So he asked for help, while Ulysses did not. So he will try very hard to describe this mystery. And again, his memory, it tells us very clearly, I cannot remember more. But then finally, there is this fulgor, this light, and he finds himself in harmony with the universe. And he says at the end, now even my will and my desires bend. It's a force of love, that's the last line, that has bent desire and my will, and I see the harmony of the universe. So I think it's also very important to note that the last line is all alone. Now, the whole Divine Comedy, from the beginning until the end, from Inferno, the first line of Inferno until the end, is, as you know, is in a terza rima, and is intersetti. There are 3 lines all the time, except for the last one. And that's a line where he says that the force of love is moving everything. The planets, the stars, and even my will and my desire as a human being. Because at that point, Dante has experienced it and has seen the understanding for a moment, for a property, just, of the universe. But just for a second, then he has already forgotten a second after and can tell us more than that. But we still have his poetry.